participating in this commemoration ceremony to mark the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau, and I thank all those involved in organizing it. Today, we remember the 6 million Jewish men, women and children, and millions of others who died in the Holocaust, victims of the Nazis and their collaborators. We pledge that we will never forget. We vow to tell their stories and honor them by defending everyone's right to live with dignity in a just and peaceful world.
And these victims would be condemned a second time if we forgot them. And that is why we are meeting here to pay tribute to them on this day of memory before other ceremonies take place in Israel and Poland, at the head office of the United Nations in New York and elsewhere. And that is why the United Nations created this day. Because, and this is worth saying over and over, the transmission of this memory is a collective responsibility that commits all of us, because the crime of genocide weighs on the conscience of humanity as a whole. What about the 21st century? It has not started well with crimes on an industrial scale, the massacre of Yazidis by radical Islamists, mass murders of Rohingyas in Burma, the internment in huge numbers of Uyghurs in the camps of China, unending massacres in the region of the Great Lakes and in Darfur, the massacre of civilians by chemical weapons in Syria, massacres of Kurds. But here, in this home of the United Nations devoted to the most noble of human activities, education, science, and culture, allow me to hope in truth, justice, and altruism through education.
They will transmit this to their children, he says, who will transmit it to their children to the end of generations, because we must never forget. We must never forget the history of what was the absolute evil. And this is exactly what you are doing today. This is what we want to do together today. Keep the memory alive, both scientifically as well as politically.
My dear friends, first of all, my fellow survivors, those who gathered today. Dear friends, I have been invited as an Auschwitz survivor to share with you eyewitness testimony, and of course I accepted it because this is my duty. So long I'm alive, so long we are still with you, this is our obligation, this is our duty. I was delighted to be alive. Now we believe that it is extremely important to join our efforts in real common action and in symbolic acts of unity.
Shalom,